One of the biggest misconceptions about leadership is that leadership begins with a title, a promotion, a position. Maybe it's the corner office that you often talk about. But leadership doesn't begin when someone gives you authority. Leadership begins when someone trusts you. Think about that. The most influential people in your life probably didn't have authority over you. Think about a coach. Maybe it was a teacher. Maybe it was a mentor, or perhaps it was a parent, maybe a friend. They impacted you because of who they were, not because of the title that they held. And that's why today's episode matters, because too many people are waiting for permission to lead when leadership has already been available to them all along. Welcome back to Rise to Lead. I'm Doran Anderson. Last episode, we talked about the leader in the mirror, the internal work that every leader must do. Today, I want to talk about something that transformed the way I view leadership, and that's influence. Because leadership isn't about a position, it's about impact. When I think about leadership, I don't immediately think about executives. I think about the person who impacted my life the most, people who invested in me, people who believed in me, people who challenged me almost daily. Some of them never held impressive titles at all. Some never led large organizations, but yet their influence shaped my future. That's what influence does. Influence leaves fingerprints on people's lives. One of the most influential leaders in my early career wasn't an executive. He wasn't sitting in a corporate office. He wasn't giving keynote speeches. He was a loom fixer in a textile mill. He taught me how to work, how to communicate, how to treat people, how to create in an environment where people felt respected. Looking back now, I realized that he was leading every day, not because of authority, because of influence. People listened to him because they trusted him. And trust is the foundation of influence. Too many people believe that when I get promoted, then I'll leave. But leadership doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. If you won't lead where you are, you probably won't lead effectively when you get somewhere else. The habits that make someone influential today are the same habits that will make them influential tomorrow. Integrity, consistency, service, trustworthiness. A title can increase your responsibility, but it doesn't automatically increase your influence at all. Influence isn't built in one conversation or one meeting or one speech. It's built over time in small moments, repeated consistently. Things like keeping your word, showing up, helping people, just listening, following through on what you commit to. Those things may seem small, but small things repeated consistently become trust, and trust becomes influence. At the end of their careers, people rarely remember the organizational chart. They remember the people who impacted them the most, the leader who believed in them, the leader who gave them an opportunity, the leader who challenged them, the leader who cared. Years from now, people may not remember anything you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. They'll remember whether you invested in them or not. They'll remember whether you helped them grow. You don't need a title to influence someone. You can influence your family. You can influence your coworkers, perhaps your church, You can be an influence in the community. You can influence your friends. Leadership opportunities are everywhere. The question is whether we're willing to embrace them. Matthew 5:16 says, let your light shine before others that they may see good deeds and glorify the Father in heaven. That's influence, not drawing attention to yourself, pointing people towards something greater. Here's your weekly challenge. This week, identify one person you can intentionally encourage, one person you can help, one person you can invest in. Because influence grows when we focus less on ourselves and on more about serving people. Never underestimate the impact of a life well lived. Never underestimate the power of consistency. Never underestimate the influence of integrity. You may never know how many lives you're affecting, how many people are watching, how many people are learning from your example. Lead where you are. Serve where you are. Influence where you are. And trust God with the rest. This is Rise to Lead. I'm Doran Anderson. Keep rising. Keep growing. Keep leading. Because leadership begins long before the title arrives.